Hey, welcome in. Oh man, the Honolulu Blues, we're back. Season 625, episode 412, I believe, is where we're at. At least it seems like that. I am the substitute host today, Nick. And per usual here, we got Julius as well. Our beloved Adam is dealing with 9-to-5 life, that new job life, and we all know how that goes. So good to be back. Good to have all you guys listening. Julius, what is up, my man? How has life been for you?
Life been busy as normal. Spring is upon us in Texas, which means it's like 90, 95 degrees on a daily basis. Every few days, got to worry about a tornado or a thunderstorm, but all is well. All is well, my friend. Shout out to Adam, learning what life is all about as he tries to make capital gain.
Join the club, man. It makes me think of like the Sum 41 song back in the day where it's like, I don't want to conform. I don't want to work for the man. But ultimately, unless you're a TikTok star, you're going to be working for the man. And I don't see any of us being a TikTok star, unfortunately. But let's jump into our show. I want to start off the show. Actually, we go from something smiley to a little somber. It has been a couple days since, but it's the first episode we've done since. So I just want to I just want to put out prayers to all the Haskins family out there. Dwayne Haskins was tragically, he tragically lost his life. I'll say it was this weekend or late last week, and it's extremely sad. And though he never played for the Lions, many of us who watch the show and listen to the show are Michigan fans or Michigan State fans and have watched our teams, or maybe even Ohio State fans, and have watched our teams with or against Dwayne Haskins. It was tragic. His career didn't unfold the way that he hoped it would, but he was still very young and had a lot of life ahead of him, not just football, but life ahead of him. A brand new, a newborn, and just tough, really tough loss. So, really tough. Anything, Julius, to say on that? Should we mosey on?
Yeah, it's pretty hard anytime a young person, perishes, lose their life way too young. It doesn't have anything to do with football. It doesn't have anything to do with your profession, my profession. This is just a young human being that lost his life prematurely, and it's very sad to see. Prayers out to his family.
Amen. And we'll move on to something else that's also quite sad, and that is the Detroit Tigers right now, who are 2-4, seem to be getting the first win in the series, right? We got our first win against the White Sox on opening day. We lose the next two. Then I go to the game, right, and I will them personally. I feel like I will them to a victory on Monday against the Red Sox. Great opening game of the series. We lose game 2, and then today we're down 9-1, getting our butts smoked, and we come back 9-7. We still fall short. We're 2-4. Julius, I gotta know real quick. Do you have any takes on the Tigers? 6 games into a 162 game season, and what do you think the final record's going to be for them, or near-ish?
The Tigers, baseball, I always got to remind myself how many games they actually play, because this is really equivalent to like the Lions playing a quarter or the Pistons playing a game. So I have to put it in that perspective, what 6 games into the season, a week into the season means. But so far, I can already tell what the problem is with the Tigers. And it seems to be that our bullpen is the weakest link of our team, which has been for the last 8 seasons. So what's new? I really hope, I can't wait to see Riley Green out there. I'm happy Torque is hitting now. I really am, because I was getting a little worried. People like, oh, you weren't worried 4 games. No, I was a little worried because, I just want to see a hit. Just like for Dan Campbell, I wanted to see a win after 11 games, It's just certain things I like to see just so I can move on in life. And Torkelson getting a hit was definitely one of those things. So shout out to Torque. I still like our starting pitching. I like what Javi Baez is showing us, looking like we didn't waste our money on him, even though, these little injury, notes and stuff. It's kind of young in the season to be getting those, but I still like what I've seen from Javi, like what I've seen from Torque. I miss Riley Green. I love Miggy. It's nothing he can do wrong. I can't wait for him to hit 3,000. We need a bullpen. And honestly, if things keep going the way they're going, even if we get healthy and get Riley Green back, I see us being a 500 team with the bullpen we have right now.
It's very true. And that's a fair and honest, assessment of them. It is early. And Torkelson was super scary. And I was saying, he had 16 at-bats, 4 walks, no hits. And I like the 4 walks, but he kept trying to show this patience that you basically almost show that when you've earned it. Umps aren't going to give you these close calls when you're a rookie. You're just not going to get that. He had to learn how to take that bat off of his shoulder. Finally got that hit. Good bloop, scored in it. He felt great. Got his first dinger today on a 2-run bomb. Like, you're 100% right. Great to see that. Badu, he's looking terrible right now. Riley Green going to be taking his spot, which is sad to see when he comes back. Ultimately, our ace, Eduardo Rodriguez, has looked terrible for the first 2 outings. Luckily, I mean, we're just a young team. And this year, I may have been hyping him up a lot, but realistically, we're just shooting for 500. I still believe we can win the division. I believe we can make the playoffs, and we just need to rally some wins together. We are a young team. We got to get our feet under us. It's like, okay, this is baseball. You know what I mean? This is the major. This is the league here. This is the pros. This is the show. Let's settle down. Casey Mize, Scooble, Manning, Torkelson, Riley when it comes up. All these kids are just young. Hopefully it comes all together. But right now, I'm thinking 500 is where we'll end up being. I was predicting 90-plus wins. Right now, I'm really shooting for like 85, 86 wins. A little over 500 would be nice. But let's talk about other Detroit teams real quick. Red Wings, Pistons both wrapped up their season. Neither of them the way that we hoped that was going to go. The Wings did do a little bit better than we all assumed. The Pistons did terribly worse than I thought than what I was predicting. I really did think Cade was going to be so impactful. We should be winning games, at least getting into the play-in. Like, all you got to be is part of the top 10 to get into the play-in, and we couldn't even do that. Finished with the tied for the best odds to get the number 1 draft pick next year, which is great. Red Wings finished right in the middle of the pack, but showed a lot of promise. Do you have any grades on either of these 2 teams and their season that we just saw?
The Red Wings, I'll start with them because the emergence of Moritz Seider and Lucas Raymond, the actual superstar emergence of those guys was totally unpredicted. I was hoping Moritz Seider was as good as he was in the Sweden Hockey League before he came in, and he was even better. And Lucas Raymond just totally stunned me. Add that on to the pieces we already got in the pipeline and the cap that Stevie Y is working with. I expect the Red Wings to be a playoff team next year. I really do. And I give their season grade this year a B+. And as far as the Pistons, real quick, I have no qualms about the Pistons other than the fact I don't think Dwayne Casey is the guy. By the way, I don't think the Red Wings manager is coach is the guy either. What's his name? Dave Blashill? Jeff Blashill. Sorry, get him mixed up. He's not the guy either. He's been there for the whole rebuild, just like Dwayne Casey in Detroit. I just think that's what those guys' roles were as our head coach, were to bridge us to the next era, and they did that. Now we need to go find the head coach for both teams that's going to solidify our youth movement and take us to the next level, just like we hope Dan Campbell is doing with the Lions. But I give the Pistons also a B+ because we also found a superstar in Cade Cunningham, and Sadiq Bey is going to be a nice piece. We got some great cap coming up, some dead cap falling off. It's time for Troy Reaver to prove his worth for real this offseason.
I agree. He's stacked up so many good picks now. Killian, we all don't like Killian, but he's like 19 years old. Like, he's still so young.
And it is okay. Promise.
Yeah, a lot of it. Sadiq Bey, a mid-first round draft pick, just, I believe, broke the Pistons franchise record for most threes in an entire season. This kid's in his 2nd or 3rd year. Like, they're on the up and up. I'm giving their grade, though, a C- because I had higher expectations for them, and they fell lower. I'm giving the Red Wings an A- because I had very low expectations. Where the Pistons fell is what I expected for the Wings. They were at least competitive for the first half of the season, and all their games were extremely fun to watch. The Pistons started to get fun towards the end of the season, very similar to last year, which, again, scares me going into next year because I still think we're going to have another year for this new rookie to get his feet under him. It'll be interesting, but maybe not. Maybe him bouncing with Cade, it'll be good. Hopefully. Do you have any opinions on who you want as the draft pick? Is it? Yeah, I like the Duke boy. I can't remember his name. Like Banchero, I think his name is. But
yeah, I feel like the Pistons draft coming up, this is a very NFL draft type NBA draft this year, in which there's no clear cut, and I don't like that because the Pistons, when it'd be just our luck that this is we can't add another superstar to Cade, or we don't know which superstar it is. But right now, I'm itching towards the kid from Gonzaga, just because he's such a specimen, a specimen that I think can develop in something special. But I honestly don't know. It's like 8 guys you could probably take at number 1.
It's 100% true. I almost don't want the number 1 pick. I'd rather let's just get 3 or 4 and maybe let someone else make a mistake. I don't know.
Trade it for Dame Lillard. And then we talking business.
Dang, they're trying to trade for Jakeem Grant, dude. That's crazy switch. I don't mind that. Real quick, shout out to Julius's jersey. Can we give that a shout out real quick? What do we got on, Julius? Tell the crew.
We're repping the cornerstone himself, Penei Sewell, my man, number 58. One of the best tackles in the league. I'm glad he's on the Detroit Lions. And I got his jersey. His jersey was sold out damn near the whole season. That's how much people love the guy. And he's an offensive tackle. This is not a receiver or a running back. This guy jersey was sold out. Finally, it's the offseason. Stuff cooled down. I was able to score a blue one. Shout out to the Penei.
It's weird, too, because immediately when he put it on, I assumed he started doing like the Honolulu dance. You know what I mean? So I just assumed that's
it would be bad to add his brother in the draft, but we could talk about that.
Dude, just get the whole pipeline of Sewell's coming out. I'm all right with that. Leads us to another Oregon Duck. We'll end the news and notes on this one. Kayvon Thibodeau came out to Detroit to visit with the Lions. While he was here, he posted a social media post asking what food is good in Detroit, where to go. I'll jump out by starting with my favorite place I would have recommended, which is almost any Coney Island. You come to Detroit, you got to hit up a Coney Island. There's one specifically that I love, which is on Jefferson Ave, right by what's the beer company? Not St. Andrews. I can't remember what the oh my gosh. There's a little dive of the whole bar called Andrews, right next to this brewery that I can't remember. That's super famous. And I just am drawing a huge blank. Great Coney called Detroit One. Best Coney dogs there are, best breakfast around. Jack White was just in town to do the opening day national anthem for the Tigers. He went to a Coney Island, was here. He believed he went to Dooley's in Detroit, right in Corktown. Great. You got to go to Coney Island for me. Got to get a Coney dog if you're in Detroit. Julius, where are you going?
Hey, man, I'm right there with you. I did a lot of thought about this because, Detroit's my hometown too. I grew up. And my earliest memory of food is actually Coney Island food. Like, that's my first memory of my father being inside of a Coney Island in Detroit eating Coney Island food. That's my first memory of food in life. So how can I not choose Coney Island? And I also have a few favorites, but I'm going to shout out the great city of Warren, which I happen to spend my teenage years in, and the south side of Warren where I grew up. Southside, Coney Island and Grill, they make the best. They got the best mushroom omelets, and they got some of the best chili cheese fries in all of Southeast Michigan. Put that on my mama. Put that on my daddy. Check out Southside Grill. It's on 9 Mile and Warner. Check it out.
Damn, that's pretty close to me. I might have to go check that out tomorrow for dinner. Oh, baby.
Sure. Southside.
Go get some breakfast, get that mushroom omelet. Okay, I see.
Do it.
Chili cheese fries for breakfast, baby.
Hey, they got some peculiar opinions about the Lions in there too. You'll enjoy those people. Great people.
Oh man, I'll never leave. That sounds great. A few other shout outs. I love Royale with cheese in Detroit. Great burger place. Fondue cheese, great place. And then Detroit Burger Bar, always a good place to go. Let's move on from news and notes and food because now I'm really hungry. So let's just get away from that. Julius has probably already got his snack ready to go over there. Oh, yeah. What's up, Joe Weed?
Combos.
Let's move on to see what is it? What do you got? Combos?
Combos on deck. I have to.
Pepperoni pizza or cheese?
It's the cheddar cheese. Actually, it was the only thing in the vending machine at work.
Man, combos are the elite snack for at work, bro. You can get dude, they last forever. Rather than chips, you just scarf down. Like combos, you just take one at a time. They're great, dude.
Sure.
Let's move on. Dan Campbell had some words about the quarterback. Nothing too crazy, but something I felt like we needed to kind of dive into just to, I don't know, kind of pick apart a little bit, kind of read between the lines and see. I'll read this whole quote. It seems like he was filibustering out there when he was asked about the quarterback position. He could not give just a, yes, we love Jared Goff, I'm out the door kind of answer. This is what he said. Look, I like Goff. I like where he's at. I thought he finished strong last year. I'm glad we've got him this year, and I like the prospects in this draft too. I do. And he went later on to say, now, if the right guy is sitting there at the right pick at quarterback, then let's do it. But, again, we like Goff. I like where he's at. He's finished strong. Keep adding pieces. And then whenever that is to add a quarterback, if it's next year, if it's the year after, is it 2 years from now, 3 years from now, and the right guy is sitting there, then you figure it out. A way to get that guy, then you figure out a way to get that guy when it's the right guy. So if you followed any of that, basically for 2 times, he says he likes Jared Goff and he likes where he's at now. But he's definitely understanding that you're going to have to improve is the way I'm reading this. He says, now, if the right guy is sitting there at quarterback, then let's do it. You wouldn't say that if you have Justin Herbert on your team, right? You don't say that if you just gave Derek Carr a 3-year extension with which the Raiders just did. Okay, you don't say that with Pat Mahomes. You just don't say that with Dak Prescott, right? There's very few quarterbacks in this league right now that's on your team where you would say, if the right guy's there, then I'm going to take it. So to me, what that's saying is, as much as they like Goff, not drafting a quarterback is out of the question, or is not out of the question. Drafting a quarterback is not out of the question. There's something going on now. My hope is that maybe, because obviously I do want Malik Willis. I like him there. But realistically, I don't think that's actually going to happen. I don't think the Lions are drafting Malik Willis. In fact, I'm not even sure if they brought him out for a pre-draft interview. I'm sure they did, but I didn't see it. Regardless, what this might also sound like is smoke, is making Seattle sweat, making Atlanta sweat. Maybe the Giants want Malik Willis with one of their top 2 picks, and they're sweating. You know what I mean? The Steelers back at 20, the Saints who have 2 picks. All these teams might be sweating now because Dan Campbell likes Goff, but is open to taking the quarterback position in the draft this year, next year, the following year, whenever that situation may, I can't think of the word, give itself up. So I am very intrigued by this. And again, you have to read between the lines to be intrigued. Some could just read this and say, blah, 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 whatever. He likes the quarterback, but he's open for another quarterback. But that's not something you say if you have your franchise quarterback. Now, he did filibuster, and he word vomited quite a lot throughout the entire thing. But I also think maybe that's because he didn't have a direct answer. So I don't know. I also just filibustered and decided to word vomit there during that segment. Julius, save me and tell me what you think about Dan Campbell talking about this quarterback at a draft.
I mean, it's simple. He killed 2 birds with 1 stone. He popped the quarterback smoke canister out on the rest of the first round of the draft, and he also didn't long-term commit to Jared Goff, because who would do that? Who in their right mind would do that? How could Dan Campbell, being the man that he is, that we know him to be, get on the microphone and tell fans and or journalists that Jared Goff, we ain't drafting no quarterback. Jared Goff is the guy for the next, we're winning the Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
If he went on Twitter, they'd be like, yeah, because he beat Arizona. And it's like, that's
exactly. And this is not happening. I mean, he's not Matthew Stafford, like you said. He's not Pat Mahomes, Justin Herbert. None of the guys that their coaches wouldn't dare use this kind of word salad, as Joey alluded to pop NFL draft smoke. And that's exactly what this is. He's not committing to Goff. He's keeping it open to a quarterback. That still doesn't mean squat at 2, though. That's the thing. That's the thing about it. That's why it's 2 birds with 1 stone, because they could very well take Aiden Hutchinson or Trayvon Walker or trade back or do it just about anything other than take Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett at 2. So, I have no issue with none of the words he said.
All of the words he said. The whole dictionary, I'm pretty sure, came out of his mouth during that press conference. And it also does, like you said, that's a great way to point out, we have fixated, because it seems like it's pretty improbable that the Lions draft a quarterback outside of the number 2 pick, right? To me, it seems like that's just probably not going to happen. So we've almost fixated our mind on, if we're getting a quarterback, it is number 2, right? It could be 30. It could be Matt Corral. It could be Kenny Pickett at 32 if he falls. Desmond Ritter easily.
At 32, 34, you're exactly right. It's psychological warfare. People are not even mocking quarterbacks at 32 and 34 to the Lions anymore, which is malarkey.
Right. Absolutely. So that's a whole nother topic. Desmond Ridder. I don't even know. That would be interesting if we decided to draft Ridder, Kenny Pickett, Sam Howell. You know what I mean? There's a lot of quarterbacks out there that are fringy. We'll see how it goes. I always loved Sam Howell. I'm still kind of okay with that guy, honestly. But we'll move on. We got a few segments here. It's going to be not the longest show. But let's talk about Mel Kiper, okay? A lot of the times Mel Kiper gets brought up and people start bashing him. And I feel we might do the same right now. But maybe not. Maybe Julius likes this. I'm not the biggest fan. Mel Kiper's latest mock draft, had the Lions drafting 3 players, right? 102, 132, and 234. First, at the second overall pick, he had the Lions taking cornerback out of Cincinnati, Sauce Gardner, which would be our second cornerback in the top 3 in the last 3 years or 4 years, whatever it is. 3 years, I believe. Then he goes down to the last pick in the first round, our 32nd pick. Safety Lewis Kine out of Georgia. So secondary, cornerback, safety. Mel Kiper saying we need to attack it. He has no faith in Okudah coming back. He has no faith in the Jerry Jacobs of the world, the Izzies of the world, all those cornerbacks, AJ Parker. Get Sauce, get Lewis Kine, and then rounding out our 3 picks, he has us drafting the defense lineman that won't even probably play in his first year, David Ojabo, which I don't mind because maybe that gets him on path for us and our rebuild for the following year, not this upcoming year. But again, man, the Lions need as much help as they can, and drafting someone who is not going to play this first year and losing one of his 4 years in his rookie contract deal because of that, I'm sorry, but I can't do that. And I get Ojabo could be great when he gets healthy and comes back. But honestly, I'm looking for the Lions to make the playoffs this year, and Ojabo's going to help me less than Malik Willis is going to help me getting to the playoffs, drafting him this year. So I'm not on board with him at 34. Give him to me at the 66th pick, maybe. I will talk about it. But I don't even want to talk about that. He has us drafting Sauce Gardner, 2nd overall. Julius, I have to know what you think about drafting a cornerback with the number 2. Not a quarterback, a cornerback. What do you say?
My Facebook comment just now perfectly describes what I think about Mel Kiper. Mocking a cornerback and a safety to the 2 first picks of the Lions. Put down the weed, Mel. It's getting to your head. You're getting too old. Your memory is lapsing. Your judgment is lapsing. If the Lions take Sauce Gardner at 2, I have no quips about Sauce Gardner at all. He
great cornerback, actually.
Elite cornerback in the next few seasons in the NFL, for all I'm concerned. He could very well easily be a bust. I haven't scouted him well enough to make a sound judgment. That right, he shouldn't be at pick 2. There's no way. If we trade down to 11, then we could talk about it. We could discuss it as a family. But there's no way that we're about to Jeff Okudah this pick in the second offseason of Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. It's just not happening. And then to double down and take a day 3 borderline prospect at 32. No, put it down, Mel. Put it down.
Put it down, Mel. We don't want. He must be living in Michigan, man, because apparently that's legal out there. No, he is crazy, dude. And like you said, Sauce Gardner, he is a top-notch cornerback. He really, really should be. Tall, lengthy, fast, muscular. Like, he's great cornerback. But and if Adam was here, this is exactly what Adam would say. Adam would say, that sounds like a Bob Quinn, smartest man in the draft room type of pick. Don't give that. Brad Holmes is better than that. Brad Holmes has found diamonds in the rough at the cornerback position multiple times in year 1 on a skeleton crew team. He found guys that can perform and shoulder the weight that comes with being a cornerback in the NFL with a crappy defensive line and no help right there, right? And the worst safeties. So to think that we would then need to add a superstar cornerback when we have Amanio, we have Okudah coming back, and we did just draft Iffy last year. This is crazy. And then he doubles that. So at that point, why are we going safety? Like, if you're going to do that, let's get us what we need, which is an edge this year, not an edge for next year. We'll get an edge next year. This year, I'm trying to get an edge this year.
I agree.
And Ojabo's not going to do that. What was he thinking? So what are your thoughts on Ojabo at 34?
This draft
are you okay with that because a Michigan fan? Or
no, I'm not okay with that because first you give us it's the first two picks. Look at the first two picks. The first two picks you're giving us massive uncertainty because even if one or both of Lewis Sign and Sauce Gardner turn out to be good, it's going to take a few years because they're playing the hardest positions in the NFL. And then in the third round, with the third pick, you give us a player that's not going to play in this season.
Torn his Achilles.
Guess what? If the Lions do what you and I and many other Lions fans hope they do and add players that can help us, hopefully quicker than that, then Mel Kiper is going to give us an F. Be prepared to get an F grade if we draft Aiden Hutchinson or Trayvon Walker and then turn around in 32 and get a quarterback or a receiver and then turn around in 34 and get a Kobe Dean or impact linebacker. He's going to give us an F because those players are going to help us right away. Sorry, Mel. Sorry.
Things I trust more than Mel Kiper's draft grade after the draft. 3-week-old milk, left out in the sun, steak for 4 months. Anything, literally, because I just would care less about Mel Kiper's draft grade. I also care less about his mock drafts, but I did just want to get our thoughts on it. I do want to pick your brain for one more thing about this. If Ojabo gets drafted 32nd overall, now, we don't want him at 34. Why would you want him at 32? Well, if he gets drafted 32nd overall, he has 5 years on our contract, right? And so yes, we're missing on his first year, but we still have 4 more years of him, as opposed to getting him in the second round. We have 4 years. Missing the first year, you have 3 left with him. It seems like a waste to me. With that extra year, getting him that late in the first round and then just redshirting him his first year, is that something you're interested in, or would you be pretty upset if that happened?
With those first 3 picks, I don't want to take David Ojabo.
I'm the same boat. Yeah.
Just anywhere past that point in the third, in the second round, in the third round with one of those third round picks, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? That's value. I love it. But
in fact, I'm even okay with trading both of our third round picks to jump back up into the mid to late second round and get them there. That will be okay with me.
Yep.
Because he probably would be better than both of those third rounders, to be all honest. He's that good. I just don't know if he's that good to be an early second round and lose a year on him for that purpose.
Exactly.
It's kind of splitting hairs, but
that 132 and that 234, too value for injured
they're
players.
Vital for our
That's our livelihood as a franchise. Not even 1.2. It's that 132 and 234. That is
very true.
That's our livelihood.
Yes, that's so true. Because that 102 should be a plug and play, but that 132 and 130 or 234, those are hopeful.
You got to hit on one or both.
Yep, absolutely. And Brad Holmes can do it, right? He's the man. He can do it. Even though I don't know about a second round pick last year, I'm still wondering about that. But whatever. Let's move on. Let's have some fun. Get your phone ready because the GMs are buzzing. They're calling us. We're going to pretend we are Brad Holmes in the war room, and we're going to phone some trade calls. So let's just jump right into it. I wish we had like a cool segue, sound, music. If I had a soundboard, be like, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, you know what I mean? Get to the draft. And anyways, we're in the war room. So then we're in the war room. First phone call comes, right? Jets general manager. I wish I knew who that was. I don't. But anyways, he's calling. We answer, and he says, listen, Brad, you got the second overall pick, and Aiden Hutchinson is still there because the Jags just drafted Evan Neal. We want Aiden Hutchinson as the Jets. And they say, we'll give you our 4th pick in the first round and the 10th pick in the first round. All you got to do is give us the 2nd pick overall and your first third round pick, the 66th overall pick. So 104 and 110 from the Jets for 102 and 366 from the Lions. Julius, you're going to be leading us away on all of these. You are Brad Holmes, and I'll be your advisor. What do you think?
So there's only one scenario where I don't immediately say yes and hang up the phone. And that is if Aiden Hutchinson is on the board. right? If the Jacksonville Jaguars take an offensive tackle, it would really hurt my heart so bad that we just got a trade offer of this magnificence from the New York Jets, because I have to accept this offer. I have to, because it makes our franchise better. two top 10 picks for the number 2 pick. I don't care if Aiden Hutchinson is next, JJ Watt. I trust Brad Holmes to hit on one or both of those to add to the 32 and 34. I can't say no.
It'd be 4 picks in the top 34 picks.
I can't say no.
Very depth draft. But Aiden Hutchinson on the board. All right. So you're smashing? You're saying yes?
If Aiden Hutchinson is off the board, I'm saying yes.
Aiden Hutchinson is not off the board. Evan Neal was drafted first, and now Aiden Hutchinson at second. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, my gosh. Hey, I was just lagging. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We're back.
We're back live. Technical difficulties. I was like, no, this is the best segment. How did we just freeze for this?
That's never happened. But what was the last thing I said?
So Evan Neal was drafted first. Aiden Hutchinson is still on the board. So do you accept it or do you not accept it?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, if Aiden Hutchinson is still on the board, I pause and I cry, and then I say yes and hang up the phone, because I'm saying yes to this deal no matter what.
Sounds good. I'm going to advise that we probably should do it as well, because getting those 2 top 10 picks are vital. We can get Sauce Gardner. Now we can talk about getting Sauce Gardner and really bolstering that cornerback position, and we can talk about getting Kyle Hamilton, and we can get those 2 cornerbacks. We'll make Mel Kiper the happiest guy in the world, and then we can still go draft Boy Mayfair at 32 and freaking John Dotson or Christian Watson at 34. We can get Garrett Wilson at 10. We can get Drake London at 10. You know what I mean? Jameson Williams. So there's a ton of things you could do with that. I do like Aiden Hutchinson, but I'm also smashing accept. Let's go to the next phone call. Ding, ding. We have a phone call from Houston's new general manager. Houston's offering us a very similar trade, but not 2 top 10 picks, 2 top 15 picks. They say, we'll give you the 3rd overall pick and the 13th overall pick in the first round, and you give us the 2nd overall pick and the 66th overall pick in the 3rd round. Do you say yes? Do you say no? Julius, go.
Houston Texans are asking me to move down 1 spot, and they give me an extra top 15 first-round pick, and I just have to give up a middling 3rd round.
1 of 2 3rd rounds, yes.
To me, this trade scenario is better than the Jets. And of course I say yes. If I'm Brad Holmes, if I'm Brad Holmes, it'd take a lot for me not to show my gratitude to Houston over the phone. Just make them feel like this is fair on both sides, and just say yes and hang up and not be giddy on the phone. Yes.
I love it. I'm going to advise with you. Though we fall back 3 picks from the 10th to the 13th, we just moved so far up from our 3rd round pick to this pick, moving back 1 pick so they can get Aiden Hutchinson, who is on the board for all of these trades, by the way. Aiden, they can go get Aiden Hutchinson. We're sitting there still getting whoever we thought we would get if Aiden went first, right? So we're still getting Trayvon Walker, Kayvon Thibodeau, Malik Willis, you know what I mean? Whoever it is that we're wanting. So I'm also right on board with you. Smash this one as well. Let's go on. Apparently we don't want this pick. Let's see what call 3 brings us. It's shit. Man, I can never remember these GM's names. Who's Philly's GM? Howie Roseman, right?
It is Howie. Yes, it is.
Boom. Just came to me a little bit. All right. Howie Roseman's calling. Hey, Brad. Tough season last year, but listen, Linda, I can help. You give us that 2nd overall pick. We're going to give you the 15th, the 18th first round picks this year. Next year's first round pick, and 2024's 2nd round pick. That is 2 first round picks this year. That is a first round pick next year. And that is a 2nd round pick in 2024. You'll have grandkids by then, Brad. All you got to do is give me the 2nd overall pick in Aiden Hutchinson and the 66th pick, 3rd round What do you say, Brad?
This is also contingent on Aiden Hutchinson. For me,
he is on the board, brother.
If Aiden Hutchinson is on the board,
he's on the board and he wants to come to Detroit.
Okay, see, look, Philadelphia, the Eagles could be a good team next year. They could be a bad team next year. I don't know. The 15th and 18th pick, we could hit on those. Brad Holmes could hit on one or both of those. Or Brad Holmes could hit on neither, because that's so deep in the first round that you start playing with these super labs and you just don't know. And so that it's too many question marks for me if Aiden on the board. I'm taking Aiden. I'm saying no to Philly.
So you're turning down 3 first-round picks and a second-round pick in 2024 for Aiden Hutchinson. He better be worth it.
That 2024 second is obsolete. I don't like that we're including this year's third, and that 118 is something that stands out about it. I don't know what it is.
He's like, that's a cursed number.
It's like a David Ojabo number or something. A David Ojabo number. I'm not sure what it is.
I don't know who. I mean, you got 15, 18. I feel like we'd fall back and we'd get we'd probably get like Devin Lloyd and probably a good get Sir up the linebacker in a receiver spot, and with 32 and 34, get an edge rusher and maybe like a safety or something. But ultimately, I'm not gonna try to trade out of the top 10 this year. Like, I want to have a top 10 pick this year. If this would have been like the 10th and the 18th pick and everything else included, I would do that. But those 5 picks from 10 to 15, it's super nerve-wracking to me. I also am not the biggest fan of this. This is probably the one that I was super fringy on. But I'm going to listen to my GM, Brad Holmes, over here. I'll follow his advice. Let's move on to, wait, what did Joey say? Did he say he's taking that deal? He's taking the Philly deal. Get Joey 2 times out here. Brad, listen. All right, let's go to the next one. Whoever the Giants general manager is. That guy's a ring-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding. Here we go. Let's see what he says. He says, Brad, I don't want that 3rd-round pick that's been included in everything. All right? I want just the number 2 pick. That's it. And all you got to do is go back 3 picks. I will give you the 5th overall pick. I'll also give you our 2nd-round pick, the 36th overall. And I'll give you next year's 1st-round draft pick. So you get 2 first, 1 this year, 3 spots back, and an extra 2nd this year. So you got 32, 34, 36, as well as 5, and next year's 1st-round pick. And all you got to do is give up 2 / Aiden Hutchinson. Are you keeping Aiden Hutchinson, or are you taking the Giants deal, Brad? What do we say?
This is just too much capital to pass over. I am taking the Giants deal. We only had to move down a few spots, and we can still get a great player at 5. You add 36 to the 32 and 34 we already got. That's enticing. And the Giants, who may very well be one of the worst teams in the league, could have the 1st overall pick next season, is giving us their 1st-round pick. Yes, I'll take it. Yes, New York. I'll take your 1st offer with the 2 top 10 picks. And I'll take this one from you too.
I love it. He's like, where do I sign?
Please.
Sign me up.
I hope the Giants are ringing the phone, man. I really do.
Dude, I hope so. If these trade scenarios are any but realistic, which I got them. Oh, excuse me.
If one of them come true, bro,
if
one of them come true, we're cutting a segment out of which one came true, and we're posting it on our Twitter page because we are Nostradamuses.
That's right. Nickstradamus, I always like to call myself. Which, speaking of, my dad called the freaking opening day. That's my brother right there. Hell yes, the Giants. Let's go. My dad, the Tigers were down 3-0, and my dad talks our fantasy group chat, and he's like, Tigers are winning 5-4. Don't worry. Lo and behold, they did. It was absolutely nuts.
That's crazy.
But anyways, I also agree. I wouldn't have done this. Like, if it was next year's 2nd-round pick, I wouldn't have done it. Right? If it was 2024 1st-round pick, I wouldn't have done it.
I agree. Yep.
But because it's next year's 1st-round pick and it's the Giants, who are just notorious right now, I don't believe in Brian Daboll, right? I don't think, well, at least in year 1. Like, I actually really don't believe in him at all. But at least in year 1, I don't think he's going to have this Giants team rocking and rolling. Like, I don't know where Saquon Barkley is in life. Kenny Galladay is their number 1 receiver. He didn't even catch a touchdown last year. Like, The defense is kind of coming together, but they also lost Jabril Peppers. They need help in the secondary. They're trying to trade up to get Aiden Hutchinson. I don't think it's going to make them that impactful. We would play them this year, and we would play Aiden Hutchinson. That'd be kind of fun. The same with the Philly trade. But I'm gonna just jump right on board with you because I agree. We'll take
bro.
this.
Imagine the Lions. We expecting them to be a middling average 8-9 win team next year, hopefully. Imagine we go into next year's draft coming off a 8-9 win improved season with whatever we got in the draft, and we add the number 1 overall pick, a mid-round pick for our efforts in being an average team, and the Rams late-round pick because they're going to be good again. That's a pick in all areas of the first round next year. The Lions are going to be a beast in 2025 if we pull something like that off. We're going to be in Super Bowls, guaranteed.
Guaranteed. I like it. That's how Philly works, man. That's how Howie Roseman does it. This year he's not trading up. He's trading, like, we obviously had a thing, but he's trading out. Yeah, he trades out. He doesn't want this draft. He wants next draft. Yeah. He's just securing picks. He's going to come away next year. He's already got 2 still to go. He's going to come away next year with like 4 or 5 first-round picks, and we're going to be looking at Philly like, damn. And that's what we could do with this second overall pick. If Aiden falls to us, I think teams will be reaching up. Even if not, honestly, a lot of these teams could be trading up for like offense. Like the Giants could be trading up for Evan Neal if he falls, right? The Jets could be trading up to solidify, like, you know, get Icky or Evan. So a lot of like New Orleans, who are about to go to next teaser, they could be traded up for that. But for this scenario, Aiden Hutchinson's on the board. Icky got drafted first overall. The Saints are calling, and they said this. Listen, we need the number 2 overall pick because we need to get Aiden Hutchinson. He's going to be perfect for what we're trying to do. We don't even need your first third-round pick. We need the second third-round pick you have. Almost the 100th pick in the NFL, 97th overall. And we will give you the 16th pick, the 19th pick, our second-round pick, and next year's first-round pick. So next year's first-round pick, one more time, second round this year, and 2 first rounds, 16 and 19, for the number 2 and the number 97 overall this year. Brad, what do you say?
That is a lot of capital. That is similar in a lot of respects to the Giants offer. Minus we're moving down further in the first round. We're moving down further in the second round. And New Orleans might actually be good next season, unlike the Giants. So all those factors alone, I call their bluff and say no, unless they're willing to add more.
He says no. So basically what we've learned here is Julius has to have a top 5 pick.
That is true.
That's what we need.
I need another Panay Sewell this year. I need another cornerstone. That's what I need. I do.
Just a bunch of fillers isn't going to get it done.
It's too risky.
You need a cornerstone. I like that. That was Trade Talks. I hope you guys had fun listening. Feel free to send us, go on Twitter, follow us at Honolulu Blues _. Follow me at Nick Faber NFL, Julius at the 5th top, our buddy Adam at Everyday FFB, who isn't here today. Send us your trade wants, trade questions, trade talks. We appreciate the heck of you guys coming and listening to us. I know I'm not as good a host as Adam. Next week, he'll be back. We also will have a surprise guest on next week. I won't even say who it is, but it's a great guest. Any Detroit Lions fan will exactly know who he was. I got to meet him down at the Senior Bowl this year. Great times. I will not drop him. That's a teaser. Join us next week for a phenomenal show. Julius, anything to go out on?
Go Lions. And eat at Southside Grill. Eat at the Southside Grill.
Hit that Southside Grill. Oh, shoot. I'm going to hit that right now. Actually, man, all that talk about Coney, man, I'm going to get some Coney Island for sure.
For sure. Go Lions, bro.
Go Lions. Appreciate y'all listening. Have a good one.